23rd of December. Second last day. And I am slightly dressed up because it's almost julaften. It's lille julaften, as it's called. Little Christmas Eve. There you go. Yeah, beer. This will be the last Lindheim. It's looking nice and wow, incredibly clear. That's almost looking like this has got to be like either lager or filtered. I'm not sure that Lindheim does filtering, but I feel like I'm getting some passion fruit over here. Lindheim, passion fruit. Yeah. You know, I guessed the beer yesterday. No. I guessed the beer, yesterday. But, so Lindheim had a collaboration with Lervig, which was called Lords of Acid, which was the biggest explosion of passion fruit I've ever had in a beer. And this has given me very much Lords of Acid vibes. But I thought Lords of Acid was it's under 4.7, isn't it? This has got to be that beer. I mean, it's just a fucking passion fruit explosion. I don't know any beer which smells more like passion fruit to me than this one. The fact that it's completely bright is actually really impressive for the explosion of passion fruit that I'm getting from it. It's like cutting into a passion fruit. It's nuts. I grew up with passion fruit, so I'm quite well acquainted with it. And it goes straight there. It's like cutting into a passion fruit. On the other hand, it's nothing else. This is about passion fruit. Can I get any beer underneath it? No, I can't. It might as well be no. I can't taste any. I can't smell anything but passion fruit there. It's one note. It's passion fruit. That's what it wants to do. That's fine. Okay, it tastes a lot more like a beer. Yeah, it's interesting because the nose smells so much like passion fruit. You think it's gonna get that really citric, full-bodied punch to the back of the throat, which passion fruit does, because passion fruit is intensely sour with what I'm pretty sure is citric acid. And it's like really polite. It's like you're not expecting it. It's super polite. It's a little bit malty. There's a little bit of passion fruit there, but nowhere near as much as you were expecting from the nose. Like a little mild citric, maybe lactic acidity there too. But you can actually taste some malt. You can actually taste some beer in this. It's actually quite enjoyable. Like more interesting than I thought it was going to be from just the nose, which is just a passion fruit bomb. And that's what I remembered from Lords of Acid. So a little bit of weediness there. No THP that I can find. No. If there is, it's below my threshold. That's a delicious, ultra refreshing beer. I think this makes so much sense to be drinking in the middle of summer repeatedly. I had forgotten about this beer, to be honest, but oh god, it is a fucking cracker. So much passion fruit. If you like passion fruit, this is a beer for you. Unfortunately, I think that the dude who Lindheim sold that calendar to, that doesn't like fruity beers and thinks that this should be in summer and not in winter, he's going to be a little bit pissed off today, I have to say. Me, on the other hand, I'm pretty fucking happy. Where, I mean, it seems like a couple of these days have been catered to my Christmas traditions, which is just like summer, beach, barbecue, a lot of fucking heat, sweating, being uncomfortable, rushing into the air conditioning, going swimming, that's Christmas for me. And this would work perfectly on an Australian Christmas day. This and Advent smoothie from Salikat. Man, you guys should have just sold them in Australia. You would have made a killing. It's funny, actually, Australia doesn't have a big Christmas beer culture. pretty much none at all. I mean, people make like a IPA that's like, or Santa's hops or something, but they have no tradition for it. And so there's that whole thing of like, there's a release in October and there's like hundreds of fucking Christmas beers. And you have a Christmas beer tasting and you have arguments and you get pissed off and you find someone you agree with and you have all these discussions and stuff. Like, there's none of that. It's none of that. It's the last month of spring, October. And, no, it's not. It's the middle of spring. It's the second month of spring. And you're just drinking IPAs. Really? December rolls around and maybe some sour beers, but there's no Christmas beer really on the market. I mean, we get Delirium Christmas, but do you would you want to drink a 12% quad in the middle of summer? And not Norwegian summer, but like fucking sweltering hot summer, like 35-degree summer. Because I sure as fuck do not want to be drinking a 12% quad in that weather ever. This is what I want to be drinking in that weather. Oh, man. I have just made so many assumptions based on the thought that this is Lords of Acid. It's going to be massively embarrassing when we find out that it isn't. So let's do that, shall we? All right. Ooh, what is it? Hey, camera, focus. Hey, is it? Lords of Acid. Hey, fuck yeah. That's hilarious. I didn't manage to guess a single beer in the whole calendar until yesterday and today, where I got the actual fucking beer. Amazing. I mean, honestly, they weren't too hard. based on all the cues that you get. I mean, I knew that there was a passion fruit beer that Lindheim made that was under 4.7%, and this is like passion fruit. So it kind of had to be, didn't it? Oh. But regardless, beautiful stuff. That is reasonably easily accessible if you have a local Gulating. And I had honestly forgotten how good it was. So that is one that I know that I can go out and stock up on, and I am going to. I think it's also one that is really good for people that you don't think are into beer. People that don't think they are into beer, because everyone's into beer, they just don't know it yet, right? You just have to find the right beer that fits what they want to taste. And no, that's not a fucking IPA. Stop feeding IPAs to people who don't like beer. But it's often like a bone sour, actually, you know what? The first beer my mum really fucking liked was a triple IPA. But it was like a triple IPA that was mega sweet. It was mega sweet, and it had tons of hops. It was actually, for those who were around 7 years ago and remember this, it was Lervig and McKellar's double IPA. This was back in the days where there was no such thing as a triple IPA. It was just a double IPA that was like fucking 11%. But it was mega sweet, and it was not too bitter because of all of that sweetness. And it was quite like really like honey on the finish, and that was like, oh, this is like dessert. This is really good. And so from that, you know that like maybe there's some pastry stouts, like some well done pastry stouts that they'll like, you know. But this is another one that could easily be a entry beer for someone who doesn't think that they like beer. They smell this and they're like, oh fuck, that smells like passion fruit. Either way. It's a fucking fantastic beer, tons of passion fruit, awesome Australian summer beer. Thanks for the involuntary shout out, Ivan, for the Australian Christmas beer as on Lille Julaften. Very, very appropriate. Makes me feel right at home this year when I can't travel home to my family. So yeah, cheers, and I will see you tomorrow for the big one.